Hi students, today I will start our fifth unit, that is last unit, that is multivariable calculus. Multivariable calculus. Multivariable calculus. In this chapter, we will learn about how to extend the concept of functions of one variable to functions of two or more variables. That means multivariable calculus is the extension of calculus in one variable to calculus with functions of several variables. Students, already we learned in a calculus of a function of a single variable. That means already we learned functions in a single variable, which is denoted by y is equal to f of x. Okay, already we learned functions. Okay, don't worry, once again I will explain about functions in a single real variable. Okay, that means I will explain about functions. Okay, students, just listen, don't write. Okay, now let us see what is the function. Already we know that function. Okay, so for this we need to consider x and y be two non-empty sets, and here x belongs to x, y belongs to y. Then the function f from x to y can be defined as a relation from x to y, which is satisfies the condition for every x belongs to x, there exists a unique y belongs to y such that x comma y belongs to f, which is denoted by f from x to y, or f of x is equal to y. Here x is called domain of the function, y is called range of the function. Similarly, we can define functions of two variables also. Now let us see how to define functions of two variables. So for this, let us consider DB any set. DB any non-empty set which contain order pairs of real numbers. Okay, let us consider DB any non-empty set which contain order pairs of real numbers. Then if to each order pair x comma y, okay, if to each order pair which is x comma y which is in D, then there exists corresponding to a unique real number z, then that function f is called as functions of two variable x and y. Okay, once again I will explain. So let us consider DB any set which contain order pairs of real numbers. Okay, if to each order pair which is x comma y which is belongs to D, then there corresponds to a real number, a unique real number z, then that function f is called as functions of x and y, or functions of two variables, which is denoted by z is equal f of x comma y. Here functions, so here we define functions from r square to z. Okay, so this is r square to z. So here f from r square to z, or r cross r to z, or f from r cross r to z. R cross r is nothing but r square. R cross r is nothing but, so here in this set contain order pairs. Okay. So here the variables x and y are called as independent variables, and the variable z is called as dependent variable. Okay, so here the variable z depending on variables x and y. So here x and y are called independent variable, z is called as dependent variable, and here the set D is called as domain of the function, and the collection of corresponding values of z, the collection of corresponding values of z is called as range of a function. Okay, that means functions of two variables. Functions of two variables is nothing but a functions of two variables z, which is equal to f of x comma y, which is maps each order pair x comma y in a subset of D, which is subset also r square, to a unique real number z. Functions of two variables is nothing but a function of two variables z, which is equal to f of x comma y, which is maps to each order pair x comma y in a subset of D, which is also subset of r square, to a unique real number z. Okay, a function of two variables z is equal to f of x comma y, which is maps each order pair x comma y in a subset of D, which is also subset of real r square, to a unique real number z. So here the set D is called as domain of the function, and range of the function f is the set of all real numbers z that has at least one order pair x comma y, which is belongs to D, such that f of x comma y is equal to z. Okay, range is nothing but the collection of corresponding values of z. Okay, so just remember. Okay, similarly we can define a real valued function of n variable also. So similarly we can define functions of n variables also. So here z is equal to f of x1 comma x2 comma x3 so on xn. So here x1 x2 x3 so on xn belongs to r power n. Okay, here the variables x1 x2 x3 so on xn are called as n independent variables, and so here z is called dependent variable. So here the point x1 x2 x3 so on xn is called an n tuple and lies in a n dimensional space. Okay, so this is nothing but functions of n variable. Okay, so just remember. Okay, so in this case f maps from r power n to r power n to r. Okay, just remember. Okay, so now write down definition of function of two variables. Function of two variables. Write down definition. If to each point x comma y of a certain part of the certain part of the xy plane, x belongs to R, y belongs to R, or x comma y belongs to R cross R is nothing but R square. There corresponds a real value z according to some rule f of x comma y. Then f of x comma y is called a real valued function of two variables x and y, is written as z is equal to f of x comma y. Okay. Here we call x comma y as the independent variables and z is the dependent variable. Okay, write down. The set of points x comma y in the xy plane for which f of x comma y is defined is called the domain of definition of function and is denoted by D. Write down. The collection of the corresponding values of z is called the range of the function. Range of the function. Okay. Students, now we are going to discuss about limit of a function of two variables. So first write down definition of limit of a function of two variables. After that I will explain. Okay. Heading, what is heading? Limit of a function of two variables. Limit of a function of two variables. Write down definition, students. Let z is equal to f of x comma y be a function of two variables defined in a domain D. Let P x0 y0 be a point in D and L, capital L, be the real number then limit xy approaches to x0 comma y0 f of x comma y is equal to L if for each epsilon greater than 0 there corresponds a delta greater than 0 such that modulus of f of x comma y minus capital L less than epsilon whenever 0 less than x minus x2 naught whole square plus y minus y naught whole square under root of less than delta. Write down definition of limit of a function of two variables. Students, already we learned limit of a function of single variable. Okay, in PUC level. So here the definition of the limit of a function of two variables is similar to the definition of the limit of a function of single variable. Here the definition of a limit of a function of two variables is similar to the definition of the limit of a function of single variable. Already we learned the limit of a function of single variable. Don't worry, once again I will explain. Okay, so just remember. Okay, just remember. Students, now let us see what is the limit of a function. Okay, suppose if you have x-axis and y-axis. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and also we have a function which is y is equal to f of x. Okay, then at some point that is x0. So this is our x0 and this is our y0. So this point will be equal to x0 comma y0. So as x approaches to x0, the corresponding y approaches to y0, which is denoted by mathematically as limit x approaches to x0, y approaches to y0. So mathematically has limit x tends to x0, y is equal to y0 is nothing but limit x tends to x0, y is nothing but f of x. So here suppose this is number L, okay, y naught is nothing but L. Limit x tends to x naught, f of x is equal to L, which means that if for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists delta greater than 0 such that if 0 less than modulus of x minus x naught less than delta, then modulus of f of x minus L less than epsilon. Then we can say that the number L is the limit of the function f of x as x approaches to x naught. Already we know that. Okay, so just remember definition, don't worry. Okay, similarly we define also limit of a function of two variable. Now let us see. Let z is equal to f of x comma y be a function of two variables which defined in a domain D, and also p be any point with coordinate x comma x naught comma y naught. If for given real number epsilon greater than 0, however small, we can find a real number delta greater than 0 such that for every point x comma y, for every point x comma y in the delta neighborhood of x naught y naught, x naught y naught, modulus of f of x comma y minus L less than epsilon whenever 0 less than under root of x minus x naught whole square plus y minus y naught whole square less than delta, So then the real number, the finite real number L is called limit of a function f of x comma y as xy approaches to x naught y naught. Okay, symbolically we write it has limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught f of xy is equal to L. Here f of x comma y approaches to L has xy approaches to x naught y naught in many different paths. Okay. Here limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught f of x comma y is equal to L is nothing but, that means, which means that for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than under root of x minus x naught whole square plus y minus y naught whole square less than delta, then modulus of f of x comma y minus L less than epsilon. Okay, so just remember, that means then the finite number, so here L is finite number, the finite real number L is called limit of the function of two variable x comma y has xy approaches to x naught y naught. Okay, so just remember limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught f of xy is equal to L. So here if L is finite number, then we can say that limit of this function is exist, otherwise does not exist. Already we know that. Okay, so just remember for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than under root of x minus x naught whole square plus y minus y naught whole square less than delta, then modulus of f of x comma y minus L less than epsilon. So this is nothing but limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught f of xy is equal to L. Okay, so just remember definition, don't worry students. Okay, students write down properties of limit of limit of function of two variables. Okay, already we know that properties of limit of a function of single variable. So here also same properties, don't worry, just write down. Let capital L, capital M and small k are real numbers and limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught f of x comma y is equal to L, limit x comma y approaches to x naught comma y naught g of x y approaches g of x y is equal to M, then following holds. Okay, first property write down. First one, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught of x is equal to x naught. Second one, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught y is equal to y naught. Okay. Third one, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught of c is equal to c. Okay. So if c is any constant, then limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught of c is nothing but c. Okay. Already we know that this properties. Okay. This is first one. Write down second one. Second one, limit xy approaches to x naught y naught of f of x comma y plus or minus g of x comma y is equal to L plus or minus M. Okay, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught of f of x y plus or minus g of x y is equal to L plus or minus M. Okay, so this rule is nothing but sum and difference rule. Okay. Next, limit x comma y approaches to x naught comma y naught k into f of x y is nothing but k into L. Okay, this is third property. Fourth property. Okay, so this rule is nothing but constant multiply rule. Okay, fourth one, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught f of x comma y into g of x comma y is equal to L into M. This rule is nothing but product rule. Okay. Next, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught of f of x comma y g of x comma y is equal to L by M. This rule is nothing but quotient rule. Okay. Next, sixth one, limit x comma y approaches to x naught y naught of f of x comma y whole power r by s is nothing but L power r by s. L power r by s. So here r and s are integers, no common factors, and s not equal to 0 also. Okay, already we know that this properties, just remember properties. Okay. Now let us see some problems. Write down. Evaluate limit xy approaches to 1, 2 of 2x square by 2x square y by x square plus y square plus 1. Okay. Evaluate limit of x comma y approaches to 1 comma 2 2x square y by x square plus y square plus 1. Okay. So this limit is nothing but double limit. Okay. Limit of functions of two variables is nothing but double limit. Okay. Students, very easy problem. Okay. So here for evaluating limit of this function as xy approaches to 1 comma 2, just we have to substitute either first y is equal to 2 or x is equal to 1 in the function. Okay. So just we have to substitute first either x is equal to 1 or y is equal to 2 in the given function. That's all. Okay. So here limit x comma y approaches to 1 comma 2 2x square by x square plus y square plus 1 is nothing but double limit. Limit x approaches to 1, y approaches to 2. Okay. Of 2x square by x square plus y square plus 1. Okay. So first we have to substitute either x is equal to 1 or y is equal to, as you are like. So here I am substituting y is equal to in the given function. Okay. So here we get limit x approaches to 1. So here I am substituting y is equal to 2 in the given function. Tell me, 2x square, y is nothing but 2, x square plus y square is nothing but 2 square plus 1. So this is nothing but limit x approaches to 1, 2 into 2, 4, x square by 2 square plus 1 is nothing but 5. That means x square plus y. So next we have to substitute x is equal to 1. That's all. 4 into 1 square by 1 square plus y is nothing but 4 by 6 is nothing but 2 by 3, which is finite. Already we know that if L is finite, then limit of function is exist, otherwise does not exist. Okay. Write down limit xy approaches to 1 comma 2 2x square y by x square plus y square plus 1 is exist and which is equal to 2 by 3. Okay. Very simple problem. Okay. So now I will give you 2-3 problems. Okay. Please do it, students. Okay. Second one, write down limit x comma y approaches to 1 comma 2 x square y by x power 4 plus y square. Okay. What is the answer? 2 by 5. Okay. Next, third one, limit xy approaches to 0 comma 0 of x cube minus y cube by x minus y. What is the answer? 0. Okay. So here first we have to write x cube minus y cube in terms of x minus y. Okay. After that we have to cancel out x minus y. After that we have to substitute x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. That's all. Fourth one, limit x comma y approaches to 0 0 x square minus xy by root x minus root y. So answer is 0. Okay. So here for evaluating limit of this function, just we have to rationalize with the denominator. Okay. So that is the hint. Okay.